Hey guys, good evening to everyone and thanks for joining. So in the yesterday class, we discussed about network commands. So in today class, we will discuss about couple of frameworks. If those frameworks will complete, then we can start about, okay, so attacks. That attacks may be cyber attacks or network attacks. Okay, let's begin. So network and cyber attacks, before going to the classification of these cyber attacks or network attacks, we can discuss about two frameworks. So first framework is a cyber kill chain process. Second framework is a MITRE attack or MITRE framework. MITRE attack or MITRE framework. These two we can discuss. So once these two completed, then we can start about, okay, so network and cyber attacks. So first one is cyber kill chain process. So it's one of the very testable interview question. In most of the interviews, they will ask about this particular question. What is cyber kill chain process? Okay, it's very important, guys. So first thing is cyber kill chain process. Before going to attack, you can think about you are a hacker. Think about you are a hacker or you are intruder or maybe you are an attacker. In that scenario, how you can compromise the respective endpoint system or network system or applications or maybe servers or databases and cloud. Think like you are attacker or hacker or intruder. Then how you can, okay, so do the attacks. So that is called cyber kill chain process. Cyber kill chain process is from the attacker point of view. It will provide the step-by-step process or phase-by-phase approach how the attack can be exploited. How the attack can be exploited. It is a step-by-step process of how the attack can be exploited. So who will exploit this one? Obviously attacker. So that is called cyber kill chain process. Couple of pages or couple of steps we have. We can go and we can discuss. Okay, how we can define cyber kill chain process? It is a step-by-step process or phase-by-phase approach how the attacker will exploit the attacks. Okay, so not only will exploit the attacks and he will compromise also. So that is called cyber kill chain process. Okay, so the cyber kill chain process is defined or developed by Lockheed Martin. So who is the scientist behind the cyber kill chain process? So scientist name is Lockheed Martin. So this is the guy, he processed or he defined this particular process. Okay. It's one of the very popular interview question. It's one of the very popular interview question. So Lockheed Martin is developed this cyber kill chain process or step-by-step process or phase-by-phase approach of how the attack will be exploited by the attacker or how the attacker will exploit the attacks. So coming to here, there are 6 to 7 pages are there. We'll explain about those pages. First one is phase 1. Gopalaswamy, could you please unmute yourself? Sorry, guys. So first page is reconnaissance. Second piece, weaponization. Third page is delivery. Fourth page is exploitation. Fifth page is installation. Sixth page is command and control. Seventh page is actions on objective. So these are all the pages. First one is reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery. Okay, so next one is exploitation, installation, command and control, and actions on objective. So these are all the different types of pages in the cyber kill chain process. So what is that pages we can see now? Each and every page, what attack exactly he will do. I will explain that one. So in the reconnaissance, so this is also called as recon. So reconnaissance, in short, we will call it as a recon. I'm putting in bracket. Recon. So what is this recon? So as I said, you can think like you are a hacker or you are intruder or maybe you are a attacker. In that scenario, first if you want to do something, you have to choose the selection of the target. So whether I want to hack one of the account or I want to hack one of the application or I want to hack one of the server or I want to hack one of the database and so on. So selection of target or research and identification of the target. So that is called recognition or recon. So selection of the target and research and identification of the target. We don't know, right, exactly what we have to, okay, so do the attack, whether it is system or server or database or application and so on. So that is nothing but reconnaissance or recon. So that is the first phase. Second one is weaponizations. So once he will choose the selection of the target, consider maybe one of the malware category of the attack. I will give the example also simultaneously. One of the malware category. Malware category selection of the target is one of the end user system. End user system he has chosen. So that IP address maybe belongs to 10.10.10.1. Okay. How this particular system he will choose? Example, port scanning mechanism. Maybe this is one of the mechanism he will identify, or maybe so he can bribe internal employees. So some money he will give and he will identify. So what is the IP address of the some of the employee? So bribing. So third one is phishing emails of the end user. So these are some of the normally tactics attacker will use. Finally, he will identify the end user system. So that is example end user system. It's a malware category. Simultaneously explain the malware category, how the end user will do the attack. Second page is a weaponization page. In the weaponization page, so exactly attacker what he will do, he will choose the weapon. How I have to target the end user system? How I have to target the end user system? So how I can deliver the payload? How can I deliver the payload, malicious payload to the targeted mission? So first here what he will do, he will pair the remote system access by choosing PDF or Excel documents and so on. Normal malware category of the attacks will come through documents or files. So in bracket I can put files also. Okay, so pay the remote system access by choosing the PDF or Excel documents. So here he will choose the weapon as a PDF or Excel documents. What is the keyword here? PDF or Excel documents as a weapon. So in this PDF or Excel documents, he will create some of the malware, malicious software program code. He will inject into PDF or Excel documents. Okay, so in Excel documents, some of the macros he will use, some of the PowerShell or so maybe scripting related like a Python, PAL, JavaScript or HTML, any of the programming languages he will use. So weapon is your PDF or Excel documents related to malware, Okay. So that is the weaponization part. So is basically files. Third one is a delivery. So how we can choose, how we can deliver to the target mission. So target mission. So here it is a scripts or malicious malware. Malicious malware injecting into files that may be PDF or that may be Excel and so on. So that is about weapon. Third one is a delivery. Transmission weapon, whatever he has chosen the weapon, he will transmit that weapon. How we will transmit to the targeted mission? So example, email. So transmission of weapon to targeted mission. Target missions example via email. Okay. So or maybe example attachments or websites or USB drives via email, websites or attachments or USB drives. So all these are through filing something, right? So USB drives or websites or attachments and so on. So that is delivery. Okay, so that malware maybe it will come through USB drives, it will come through some of the attachments, maybe something downloading from the websites, or maybe through via email. So this is called delivery part. Okay, so next exploitation. So in the exploitation phase, so what attacker will do, once delivered the weapon, okay, once the delivered weapon, so code is triggered. Once delivered weapon code is triggered, so where it will trigger? So to the target mission, right? Exploiting the vulnerable applications. So once the delivered weapon code is triggered and exploit the vulnerable application. Vulnerable applications are even maybe systems also, or systems. So nothing but in this scenario, it will identify the weakness. Whatever code he is sending via email through PDF or Excel documents, it will go and it will check, is there any vulnerability will be existed? If that vulnerability existed, that code will be exploited. So after exploiting the code, now what will happen? The weapon will be installed. Where it will installed on the end user machine. In the end user machine. Okay, so it will be installed on the end user machine. Nothing but it will exploit, it will install, and it will execute that particular malware, malicious software program code. So installed and exploited. Install and executed. Okay, so command and control. So now targeted mission will continuously contact the attacker machine via remote control. So command and control means C2C. Some of the people, this one they will call it C2C, command and control. Okay. So now targeted machine meaning whatever system it is got compromised will continuously contact the attacker machine via remote control. Nothing but already that weapon is installed and it is got compromised. Finally, how you are operating your TV, same way. So now attacker will operate. Okay, so that particular your system. Now your system will act as a, how we can say, zombie. So how your system will act as a zombie or robot. Your system will act as a zombie or robot. How robot we can control human beings. In this similar way, attacker will control your machine. So finally, your machine will act as a bot. Bot means robot. Okay. Actions on objective. Finally, what attacker will do? Attacker will achieve the object. Finally, he will ask about data exfiltration, nothing but so exploiting of the sensitive data or copying of the data. Finally, he will get unauthorized access. Okay, so attacker will gain unauthorized access or sensitive data exposure to the target machine. So finally, he will ask money. Finally, he will blackmail money and so on. So coming back to malware example, so scripts or malicious malware will be injected into files that is like a weapon. Here delivery, as I said, it's like email or USB drives or something you are downloading or drive-by downloads. So these are all the possible options. So exploitation, nothing but here malware will identify the vulnerability. So vulnerability, it will identify nothing but weakness in the system and it will exploit. And it will exploit. So after, okay, install, what it will do, malware will install on end user machine. Okay, so finally, so command and control, okay, will be taken care by remote control. This is called remote control. Okay, finally, actions on objective. Either you need data or money. So this is the way how this process will work. This is the way how this process will work. Okay, so this one step-by-step process or phase-by-phase approach. So attacker will choose the selection of the target. Okay, so in the weaponization, he will choose the weapon. How we can enter into the organization level, what weapon I have to choose. So he'll choose the weapon. Delivery, how I have to enter into the organization level. So that particular weapon, example, logging into the application, that is one way of entering into the application level or organization level, or maybe through email is one way, or maybe through pen drives is one way. In such a way, he will enter into the organization level. Exploitation, whatever that weapon related to malware or any other thing, it went to the organization level. So once that malware, malicious software program called any other thing, it is injected into the system. Once any weakness is identified, that weakness is identified means vulnerability exploited. So weakness, it will be identified. Installation, that will be installed and executed on the end user machine. So finally, your software or malware, whatever installed on the end user machine, it will keep on communicating to the command and control server. That is nothing but attacker server. Finally, what attacker will ask, he will ask either data or money. In case if you don't pay any money, or in case if you don't pay any data, so finally he will delete those particular files or data. So this is called cyber kill chain process. It is one of the very important topic. Yeah.
Sir, can you give some example for exploitation?
Exploitation meaning here, example, in your laptop, for suppose, if I am the attacker. So I found, okay, so and so machine, that is your machine. So I sent a phishing email. I know your email. So I sent it. So do you think that suddenly it will go and it will install? First, it has to identify weakness in your system. In your system, maybe you use antivirus agent. If you are using antivirus agent, how it will identify weakness? It will not identify weakness, right? It is not vulnerable in that scenario. Maybe example, you did not shut down the system. You are putting in a sleeping mode. So once you are putting in a sleeping mode, so that antivirus agent will be in the completely sleep mode only. It will not wake up. That time I will identify the weakness. So that time attacker will execute. Okay, so that particular malware, whatever it is, sent it. That is called exploitation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It's clear, right? So
Yes.
in the exploitation phase, basically attacker will identify the weakness or vulnerable or not in the application level, or maybe even the application also. So example, if you're considering Facebook also, you can take not only malware category, any attack you can take. We are going to discuss about 40 to 50 attacks. All those attacks, every attack, it will follow this process only. Every attack, it will follow this process only. Okay. So, but now here tricky question is, first phase is tricky question, reconnaissance. That is very tricky question. How do you know the end user system IP address? How do you know the end user email address? If you know the email address, then only you will send the phishing email. If you know the end user IP address, then only you can target that IP address. But first of all, how you will identify that one is belongs to X user?
Private IP and public IP.
Yeah,
Bribing.
private
Bribing.
IP, yeah, every organization it will be used. Yeah, bribing is one of the things, that's right. So one thing is bribing. Example, already some of the people are working in the organization. We have to contact them and we have to ask what is the IP address at your organization level you are using. In such a we can identify. That is one of the option. I will agree with you. Second thing is, okay, so lot of employees normally what they will do whenever they want to install some of the softwares, they will go and they will register their email address, company email address. Example, even if you want to download SM tool software, you have to go and you have to install. If you want to download some of the EDR tools or firewalls, you have to register your email address. Company email only it will accept it. Once you are registering that email address, then only it will, you can download the respective software, whatever you want to download. Genuine software. Example, you want to download SM tool. Do you think that IBM QRadar, do you think that Splunk will go and will accept the request without your personal email address? No, it will not. If you are providing, sorry guys, if you are providing the company email address, then only you are able to download some of the scenarios. So once you are entering, then so whatever email you are entering, so it will be like advertisements email come. They will say, hackers main is this one only. So spamming. So even some of the example, if I don't know something, consider for example, so some of the guys working in Wipro, suresh.x@outlook.wipro.com. Just I'm doing trial and error method. suresh.x@outlook.wipro.com. I'm sending one of the attachment and I'm sending to Suresh. Now Suresh, okay, he will think that, okay, in case Suresh is not a security person, obviously he's not aware of the phishing email. And what he will see, wipro.com is there, it's my company email address only, it's okay, not an issue. Then he will click on that particular attachment. That is also possible. And third one, port scanning mechanism also. So as I said, some of the open source tools are there, penetration testing tools are available, like a Kali Linux or Metasploit. Okay, we can go and we can see what is vulnerable thing you will be available. If I'll go and I will check in the google.com, we will come to know what are the ports are open in google.com, public DNS. I will show you that one practically. Okay, so this is the way how we have to enter into the organization level, but in the recognition phase, in between you and the interviewer, lot of argument will be there. In the recognition phase only, okay, interviewer will give the argument. How can you choose the selection of target? How you know the end user IP address, or how you know the database of the end user and so on?
Even if there is a lucky coupon competition between the employees outside the company, and if there is any brochure or something, we can get it from the employees, then the employees will give, if there is a lucky coupon, if there are 100 members are there, only 10 members will be getting the gift. Like that, they will gather the email IDs.
Yes,
and,
yes, that's what I'm saying. There are different ways we can get the email address or maybe port scanning mechanism. There are a lot of tools are available. Basically, penetration testing tools are available. Hacker will use the password cracking tool is available. Port scanning Nmap tool is available. So even so, couple of tools they will use and they will identify the IP address or email. Especially phishing email is very dangerous. Do you know what? So around 70% of the attacks are coming via only phishing emails. Out of 100 attacks are coming to the organization level, 70% of the attacks will come through only phishing emails. Remaining 30% may be USB drives or maybe through injecting some other scripts into the application level and so on. That's why phishing is so very important. Okay, so that is about overall. Okay, so what is cyber kill chain process? It is very, 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 very important. So in some of the interviews, they will ask total overall definitions. And some of the, because this one explanation, it will take minimum 5 minutes. Your overall interview 30 minutes only. Your roles and responsibilities 5 minutes. Introduction greetings, it will take 2 minutes. And explain the role okay, it will take 2 minutes. And one of the investigation, it will take 10 minutes. So, and this one also, it will take another maybe 3 to 4 minutes. So obviously they will conduct only 30 minutes interview. Another 10 minutes will be there. They will ask some of the additional questions.
Sir, one question from my side. So
Yeah.
how attacker can inject in PDF file or Excel file? So what kind of strategies that do they follow for it?
Yeah, so just like, okay, some of the malwares, the attacker, they don't know very well about the programming languages.
All right.
So that PowerShell or Python or scripts they will use, and that copy. So they will take that code and they will open the Excel sheet. Example for suppose here. So that code they will paste it here and they will put like a macros or inserting the link, okay, or attachments or comment and so on. In such a way they will enter into the application level. So once they are opening, example for suppose here I am putting some of the PowerShell scripts and I will putting as a macro I am enabled, or I put some of the inserting of the link also. That link is a malicious one. Now I will attach this one, I will send it to you. So finally I will say that, okay, so if you are opening this mail and you are clicking on this one, you will get, okay, 500K Great Britain pound of the lottery. What people will think, they will go and they'll click on the link, they'll go and they'll click on the scripts, it will automatically, it will install. This is
Got
the
it.
way how it will happen.
So
Hello.
yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, is it clear?
Yeah, clear, sir. But in link already, the attacker will include some programming language. So from there, he
Yes,
can
yes.
grab
Right,
it.
right.
Got it. Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So that is the cyber kill chain process. It's one of the very, very important attack. Not attack, it's a process basically, or framework. It's a process or framework. Second framework is a MITRE framework. Okay, it's a 100% interior question, guys. More, if you are going for 10 interviews, 8 interviews, they will ask this question. What is cyber kill chain process? So most of the case, they will not expect this one, but they will expect these steps. Okay. So did you see here any persistence is there? Any
No, sir.
phase name is called persistence.
No, sir.
Is there any persistence is tactic is there? No, right? You are right.
No, sir.
Persistence is not there, but even though they will ask, what is persistence in cyber kill chain process? What is persistence in cyber kill chain process? First of all, persistence is not available. Then how we can explain about persistence? So normally persistence will come in between exploitation and installation. So once it will identify the weakness, he will monitor a couple of days. Finally, he will install. Persistence is nothing but installing of the malware, monitoring of the malware, monitoring of the system, monitoring of end user system, monitoring of the application. Attacker will monitor, not our side, attacker side. So what you have to say the answer? So persistence is not existing, but in between exploitation and installation, persistence tactic will come. In this phase, attacker will monitor couple of days, and whenever weakness it is identified, he will install that particular malware into the end user system. That's what you have to say. I'm repeating once again. In between exploitation and installation, persistence will come. It's like a continuous monitoring. Attacker will identify the weakness and he will monitor a couple of days. Then he will completely install and execute that particular malware. That is called persistence. Okay, that we can see later. So one of the tactic basically. So coming back, MITRE framework. MITRE attack, ATT@CK. So first A means adversaries. So MITRE is a, okay, so framework. Some of the people, they will call it as a MITRE. MITRE or MITRE, both are same only. A means adversaries. Okay, T means tactics. T means techniques. CK means knowledge base. So cyber kill chain process is completely offensive mechanism. It is offensive mechanism, not a defensive. Defensive meaning here, so SOC team. Offensive means it's like a hacking team. So it is offensive. So opposite to offensive is a defensive. Okay. So MITRE framework, on the other hand, it's a combination of both offensive and defensive. Combination of both offensive and defensive. Combination of attack exploitation, and also it's a defensive control also they will provide. Nothing but whenever any attack is coming into the organization level, how we can take care of the preventive mechanisms. Preventive mechanisms. Okay. In couple of interviews, they will ask, what is the difference between cyber kill chain process and MITRE or MITRE framework? So cyber kill chain process is a offensive mechanism. Attacker can exploit something. But MITRE framework is a combination of both offensive and defensive. It will provide attack exploitation along with preventive mechanisms also. That is the difference. So adversaries, nothing but what attacker, what are the hacking groups we have? Adversary is nothing but attacker or hacker. So what type of hackers or hacking groups we have that is related to adversaries? Tactics. So we have 14 tactics we have. So here threat vector or threat actor. Threat actor is nothing but hacker or intruder. Okay. So tactics. So there are 14 tactics attacker will use. 14 tactics attacker will use. Techniques is a dynamic in nature. Techniques are dynamic in nature. It is not a constant. It is a dynamic in nature. So far I think 500 plus techniques. Initially it is showing only 250 plus. Now it is a 500 plus techniques attacker is using. So these 14 tactics attacker is divided into 500 techniques. 14 tactics he will use as a subdivided into 14 tactics is subdivided into 500 techniques. Okay. And knowledge base is nothing but preventive mechanism. Now you know the total overall. So MITRE attack. So answer also there in the question itself. So attacker will use the 14 tactics. So and also along with some of the techniques and will compromise the system. Along with that one, MITRE framework also will define the preventive mechanism. That's it. Okay. Knowledge means preventive mechanism solutions or otherwise. So here how we can define. So MITRE is a framework. This
Sir,
can
14 tactics for defend or offensive?
no, not defense, offensive. Tactic is nothing but offensive only.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Okay, sir.
It's a good question. Yeah. So coming to now, how we can define this MITRE? So it is a framework basically. So how we can define this one? It is a framework or a knowledge base or a centralized knowledge base. I will put centralized knowledge base. This will be used by, okay, it's a knowledge base. It will provide tactics, techniques, and also how to do the attack along with preventive mechanisms. So that is called MITRE framework. MITRE framework or MITRE framework is a centralized, MITRE framework is a centralized database. So it will provide tactics, techniques, and also how to do the attack along with preventive mechanisms. So that is nothing but MITRE. So this one will be used by offensive team, red team. So red team meaning here within the organization level, some of the people, okay, companies, they will recruit as a hacking, dedicated to hacking. Okay. So I'm repeating once again, red team is nothing but it is one type of offensive team only. Nowadays, companies, they are recruiting hacking people also. So not exactly hacking, not 100% hacking. At least that person should have the at least 50% hacking knowledge. So that is called red team. So it will be used by offensive team, red team, blue team. Blue team is nothing but our security team. So blue team. So this is also will be used by threat hunters, reverse engineers, threat detectors, malware analyst, and so on. So that is about MITRE framework. This one will be used by offensive team, nothing but our attackers. Red team, nothing but it's a partially hacking team. Blue team, it's nothing but SOC team or security team. So security SOC team, I'll put security SOC team, or otherwise directly SOC team. So SOC team. So threat hunters, hunting of the threats. I will explain what is meant by threat hunting, and reverse engineering. I will explain about reverse engineering also. Threat detectors, it's nothing but incident responder, malware analysis, and so on. So that is about MITRE framework. MITRE framework. Now I will go and I will show you practically. So what is MITRE framework exactly? It's a website. It's a website. So this is MITRE attack. So there are two levels it is divided. One is enterprise level. So it will provide the adversaries or attacks and so on for two categories. One is mobile and enterprise level. So nothing but larger organization, large companies or big organizations. That is called enterprise. So next one is mobile. So these are all the two categories of the tactics, techniques, and procedures, and also knowledge base they have defined. So this is the website you can go and see. So tactic, enterprise level, mobile level, even ICS also, industrial control system, ICS. So recently they added, I think I did not see. So recently one more. So I will put three categories. Three categories. One is enterprise level, mobile level, and ICS. ICS means industrial control system, like a mechanical, electrical, programmable logical array. So MATLAB and so on, we studied, right, in engineering. So that is about ICS, industrial control system. So tactics, enterprise level, mobile level, ICS level, techniques and data sources, mitigations also. Now you can see. So it is providing the tactic, it is providing the technique, and it is also providing mitigation. That is nothing but MITRE framework. Why you have to buy at the definition? Why you have to buy at the definition? It is there, everything in the so here itself it is showing answer also. Okay. So coming back to here, enterprise level. So these are all the tactics. This is what I'm saying. So reconnaissance, it's one of the tactic. Resource development, it's one of the tactic. Initial access is one of the tactics. Execution is one of the tactic. Persistence, okay, so this one of the tactic. Okay, privilege escalation, it's one of the tactic. Defense in evasion. In such a way, we have 14. All these are interview question, guys. All these are interview questions. Reconnaissance, it's interview question. Okay, resource development they will not ask. Persistence they will ask. What is meant by persistence? Okay, as I said, it will monitor some time period, and also it will enter into the organization level. So adversary is trying to maintain their foothold. Privilege escalation also interview question, getting the higher level access. Okay, next one, credential access. Next one is lateral movement, also one of the very important interview question. So nothing but if one system will get compromised, using lateral movement, other systems also will get compromised. That is one of the interview question. Okay, so next one is exfiltration, sensitive data exposure. Sensitive data exposure, stealing of the sensitive data, that is called exfiltration. These are all interview question. One is data exfiltration, this one. Second one is persistence, privilege escalation. These three are interview questions. Lateral movement also. 4. I'm repeating: persistence, privilege escalation, lateral movement, data exfiltration. These 4 are interview questions. Remaining 10 they will not ask. But you have to remember all these 14. You have to remember all these 14. If I am clicking on now reconnaissance, so how reconnaissance will enter into the respective, okay, so or I mean recon, how the selection of the target will happen. You can see these are called techniques now. Each and every category now it is divided into techniques. That's what I said, right? So these 14 tactics is divided into techniques. Each and every tactic has a subdivisions. That subdivisions so are this one. Example active scanning. So that's what I said, like a port scanning, scanning of IP blocks, vulnerability scanning, what scanning. So normally recognize selection of the targets, meaning this one only you have to give the answer. Bribing, active scanning, vulnerability scanning, port scanning. So this is how we have to enter into the organization level. So this is only, I said argument will be there. I said no. In this one only argument will be there. Phishing also there. You can see phishing. Okay. So this is okay. So you no need to remember all these. Just at least 3 to 4 tactics dedicated to reconnaissance is very important. Okay. So reconnaissance, selection of target, how attacker will do research and development and identifying the selection of the target based on these tactics. So as a human being, we will not remember all these 400 or 500 plus. At least you can remember phishing, port scanning, vulnerability scanning, bribing, all these some of the examples to reconnaissance or selection of the target. So in this similar way, now you can go to resource development. Couple of techniques will be there. In the similar way, initial access, how is entering into the so respect to organization level initial access. In the similar execution, how it is happening. Okay. So next one is persistence, how attacker will enter into the organization level or he's enter into the put head of the organization. Okay. So this is some of the examples of persistence. So in such a way, it is divided into total 500. So 14 tactics are very important. You have to remember all these 14 tactics. So we no need to remember 500 techniques because it's impossible to remember also. But tactics are important. So in that one also, as I said, one is persistence is important, lateral movement is important, privilege escalation is important. Next one is data exfiltration. These 4 are important out of 14. Okay. So those are all the tactics. Please go through this one. Please go through this one. And each and every attack example, you can go account manipulation. If I'm clicking on this technique, so what is the procedure with examples also they will define with examples. Okay. How he will enter and finally what is the mitigation? Example account. So what is the account manipulation? Nothing but it's a brute force attack. Brute force attack. Nothing but attacker will try to enter into the organization level. So on behalf of the end user, so he will guess the passwords and he will enter into the organization level. In that scenario, now, so these are all the examples how he will do. And finally, so here you can see mitigation also, recommendations, mitigations, multi-factor authentication, more than one way of authentication. Example, OTP, CAPTCHA, security questions, all these are multi-factor authentication. Example, whenever you are entering into any application nowadays, either it is accepting one of the code will come like a OTP, or you have to accept something from the your mobile like authenticator, Microsoft authenticator or Google authenticator and so on, whether checking the identity of the person. And also sometimes it will ask a CAPTCHA, sometimes it will ask security questions also. All these are multi-factor authentication examples. Network segmentation, privilege account management, complex passwords. Okay, so all these are examples. How we can detect those type of attacks. Okay, in such a way, so each and every tactic, technique, along with mitigations, Okay, so that is about MITRE framework. So as I said, please go through this website. Please go through this website and you can remember at least 14 tactics. 14. So these 14 tactics are very important. Out of those 14 also, once again, given filter out. You no need to remember 14, just at least you can remember, okay, 4. That 4 are persistence, lateral movement, privilege escalation, data exfiltration. Okay. So that's all about MITRE framework. Any questions in the MITRE framework or MITRE?
Sir, can
Sir,
you explain about exfiltration, sir?
I will give this separate this one. I will give exfiltration. That was stealing of the data. So example, social engineering attack. I will give these examples. Don't worry. So network and cyber attacks will discuss all these.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's one of the nowadays what's happening, each and every antivirus or ADR tool, they are integrating with MITRE framework or MITRE attack. Okay, so every EDR, so we have endpoint security. So we have endpoint security topic is there. Under endpoint security, we have antivirus or EDR, DLP, encryption, host IDS, host IPS, file integrity monitoring. Especially EDR tools. EDR, nothing but endpoint detection response. So those EDR tools, they are integrating with this MITRE framework. So integrating meaning here, what exactly tactics is integrating of the database of the MITRE. It's an open source basically MITRE or MITRE. Okay, so it's an open source. So now integrating these feeds to our EDR tool. So whenever any malware category of the attacks will come, automatically will come to know exactly attacker what type of tactics he used. Whether he used execution like a script control, whether he uses a port scanning mechanism, or whether he uses the installation or resource development or persistence or lateral movement and so on. So nowadays, every ADR tool, they are integrating with MITRE attack. So whenever any malware category of the attacks will come, so easily we can identify what type of tactic attacker is used. What type of tactic attacker is used to compromise the end user system. So compromise or maybe even legitimate or illegitimate. So compromise is nothing but true positive, not compromise means nothing but false positive. Okay, so that's all about MITRE framework. Okay,
Sir,
so now,
sir, one ATTA C means you said, sir. MITRE means, is there any abbreviation for that, sir?
actually, as per my knowledge, MIT, it's a Massachusetts Institute of Technology. MIT, right, top 10 universities in all over the worldwide, like Harvard University, Cambridge University.
Yes, sir.
Next one is Stanford University. Yeah, couple of universities, very famous one. As per my opinion or my personal note, MIT is nothing but it's a Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So most of the Nobel Prize winners, they will come from this one only, MIT. It's one of the topmost engineering related university in USA.
Okay, sir.
I think they developed this framework. That's what I'm aware. But there is no full definition for your question. What you asked, there is no dedicated answer for this one. I mean, there is no full abbreviation.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Okay, sir.
You said about some tool, right? So what is the tool, sir?
Which tool? Port scanning?
No, some tool.
EDR tool. EDR tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we're going to this one, so in our even yesterday also we discussed why you got confusion now. EDR, endpoint detection response. This is, I think, 50th term or 100th time I'm repeating this one. So I'm not sure whether you are starting onwards, you are there in the class. So EDR is nothing but next generation antivirus. Next generation antivirus is nothing but EDR. Okay, it has advanced features. Sorry if you are not available from starting classes onwards. So here you can go and you can see under endpoint security, we have EDR. EDR means endpoint detection response. It is advanced features. So traditional antivirus is different and advanced antivirus is different. Nowadays, everywhere you can see from past 2 to 3 years, we are using machine learning and artificial intelligence. EDR today has a capability of machine learning and artificial intelligence along with the data analytics also, data science. So they integrated machine learning capability, artificial intelligence capability, data science capability into EDR tool. Not only this one, even SIM tool also.
Okay, thank you.
that we can discuss about in future. So what is the, okay, so what exactly I discussed in our concept. So as I said, MITRE framework or MITRE attack, they are integrating with, so respect to EDR tool, nothing but antivirus tool. Okay, whenever any malware category of the attacks will come, in that scenario, it will identify what exactly attacker used by the tactic. The tactic also it will show in the EDR tool. I will show this one practically. Once we'll go to EDR tool, I will show this one practically. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry if I'm rude. So maybe you did not attend the classes. So even in abbreviation also I given EDR, endpoint detection and response. It's a next generation antivirus. Please go through all these things. I'm repeating all these. I know because so these abbreviations, as I said, we will repeat continuously. In the second sheet, so in the second sheet abbreviation, you can see EDR, next generation antivirus. It's a malware category of the attacks. It will block it. Okay, so that's all about MITRE framework. Coming back to our network category. So now we can classify the attacks category. So now we can discuss about network classification of the attacks. It's my own classification. I did not copy any book or any Google or any YouTube. So it's for my convenient purpose. I have done this classification. It's not a some of the framework I'm following, some of the books I studied, and I'm copying something like that. It's my understanding purpose, and I have done some generic investigation and I identified this classification. So network, okay, cyber attacks classification, network and cyber attacks classifications. So first one, we will go through malware category. So second category, we will go to spoofing category. Third one is flooding category. Fourth one is OWASP top 10 category. So next one is phishing emails. Yeah, phishing email is a part of this, but yeah, it's a phishing email category. Okay, so malware category, spoofing category, flooding category, okay, OWASP top 10 category, phishing email category. So even one more category I will provide, authentication failure category. It's very important, authentication failures. So these are all the 5 classifications. Example, malware category. So like a virus, we'll go and we'll discuss next 5 days, this one only, this topic only. Virus, worm, Trojan, backdoor, okay, rat, remote access Trojan, botnet, logic bomb, privilege escalation. So next one, I can say zero-day attack, and so on. So that is about malware category. It's entire question, guys. What is malware, and can you give 3 or 4 examples to malware category? Now you have to say malware is nothing but malicious software program code. Example is virus, worm, Trojan, backdoor, rat, botnet, and very important thing I forgot. It's very important, ransomware attack. So that is about malware category. Next one is spoofing category, impersonating the other person. Impersonating the other person or on behalf of the original user, attacker will spoof and finally you will gain the access. So in the normal, our day-to-day life, if you want to say, it's like a mimicry. Original person or actor or actress, they will not do. On behalf of them, someone else will do. But it is for entertainment purpose. It's not for hacking purpose. So it is mimicry. It's like a spoofing only. So we are mimicking some other person. Okay. So next one is even we can give one more app came recently, not recently, 2-3 years back, Dubmash has come. So on behalf of the original people, they used to do some Dubmash and they used to upload in the Instagrams and Twitter and so on. That is also same thing, right? So they will not do original people, on behalf of them, someone else will do. So that is nothing but spoofing category. Okay. Example spoofing category like email spoofing, IP spoofing. Okay. DNS cache poisoning or DNS spoofing. Finally, ARP spoofing. So these are some of the attacks. At the time of OSI layers attacks we discussed, right? So most of the first three layers attacks are OWASP top 10 category. Next one is session hijacking, sniffing, and flooding, and so on. Okay.
Spoofing.
Yeah. So flooding category. So like a TCP, UDP, okay, ICMP. Yesterday we were discussing ICMP, ping of flood. Okay, next one is ping of death.
Finger.
Okay, next one is ping flood attack. Next one, DOS and DDoS. It's a very, 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 very important tentative question. DOS and DDoS. Yesterday, I was attending one of the interview. They asked about this one only, DOS and DDoS. What is DOS and how we can prevent it? Okay. So next one, OWASP top 10. It's one of the very popular framework. It's one of the very popular framework. So example, it's a dedicated to application layer attacks. It's a dedicated to application layer attacks. The Open Web Application Security Project, full form. So under this one, we have SQL injection attack. Otherwise, I'll put injection ply attack, SQL injection. SQL injection, cross-site scripting, CSS or XSS, CSRF attack. Okay. Next one, click jacking, or otherwise we can say broken authentication, man in the middle attack, MITM, and so on. So these are all some of the, not only some of the, okay, and so on. Phishing email category. So here, like a spear phishing, whaling, and smashing, malware phishing, and so on. Next one, authentication failures. Just now we discussed about brute force, brute force, brute force. What's brute force? Brute force is simple. So example, I know your Gmail address. I will try and okay, I will use the different trial and error method to compromise your Gmail. That is called brute force attack. Forcefully, I am trying different combinations, permutations, and to compromise the Gmail account or Facebook account. That is called authentication failure category of the attacks. So example, brute force attack, dictionary attack, next one is password spray attack, and VPN authentication failure attack, and so on. So that is about category of the attacks. Now next 4 to 5 days, we'll discuss about these category of the attacks only. These are some of the examples. We'll cover around 35 to 40 in between. 35 to 40 in between. So all these attacks only, if you are aware of this one, these attacks only in SIM tool, we have to do the instant investigation. In SIM tool, we have to do the instant investigation. In this one, there are a lot of interview questions are there. What is OWASP top 10? It's an interview question. What is malware and what are the examples of the malwares? What is flooding category and so on? What is phishing email attack? Okay, what is brute force attack? So there also in this topic itself, there are a lot of interview questions will be there. Okay, so these things, not only this one, in SIM tool, daily basis, what exactly you will see the alert notifications. What exactly alert notifications you will see. So we'll see malware related category like a, okay, brute force, ransomware, virus, worm, Trojan. Okay, so we'll see, okay, phishing email category of the alerts. We'll see privilege escalation. We'll see brute force. We'll see password spray. We'll see DOS, DDoS, and so on. Out of these one, if I will really, okay, so short list out of these 40 attacks, once again, so in this one, first one is ransomware is very, very popular attack. Under malware category, ransomware is very, very important. If I will shortlist once again. Okay. So in this spoofing side, we have DNS spoofing is one of the very important. Flooding side, DOS and DDoS, obviously. So OS top end side, these two, first two, SQL injection attack and cross-site scripting attack. Phishing email side, spear phishing and whaling, these two, first two only. Authentication failure side, brute force attack, and last one is VPN authentication failure attack. So these two. So these only regularly they will ask in the interview. Regularly they will ask in these interview questions. Okay, most of the attacks they will ask this one only. This attack only instant investigation they will ask. So like not about interview point of view, you should understand about cyber security, SOC operations, meaning here you should be aware of everything totally end to end. Whenever any incident or alert will come in that scenario, you should know what is the exactly attack name or incident name or alert name and how we have to do the mitigation. So every attack you should know total end-to-end process at the time of forensic investigation or incident investigation. Clear? So you should know the attack name. You should know what is the attack definition. You should know how we can prevent and how we can take care of the mitigation as well if something got compromised. Every attack in such a way you have to think about these three perspectives. One is attack name or attack category. Second one is attack definition. Third one is how we have to take care of the mitigation whenever something got compromised. These three things you should aware. Okay, and also recommendation, something if in case something got compromised in future it should not repeat once again. How we have to take care of the mitigation steps, that is also important. Okay, now first category is a malware category. Actually I have class meeting is there from 8 to 8:30. I skipped the meeting. Let's see how escalation will come for tomorrow. Malware category. So that is the first category. So now we can go and we can discuss about malware category. So before going to malware category, first malware. What is malware? Malicious software program code. Malicious software program code. You can see first two words, malicious software. So first three letters of malicious is a mal. Last four letters of the where is a, last four letters of software is a where. If are combining together, it will come as a malware. Nothing but it is a malicious software program code will be developed by the attacker. Nothing but is software development. That code attacker will develop. Then finally he will use a phishing emails or driver downloads or injecting of scripts into the application level and so on. Okay, so that is about malware. So examples of malwares. So already we discussed. One is virus, one is worm, one is backdoor. Backdoor. Next one is the Trojan. Next, Trojan. Next one is a rat, remote access Trojan. Next one is rootkit. Next one, logic bomb. Logic bomb, botnet, 0-day, APT, advanced persistent threat. Next one, I will put privilege escalation also. Privilege escalation.
Ransomware.
Yeah, I'm forgetting ransomware. Yeah, ransomware. Okay, these are some of the examples of the malware category. How normally they will ask the question, entire question, what is malware? And example, can you give 3 or 4 examples of the malware? Otherwise, they will ask what is virus, what is worm, what is ransomware, what is 0-day, what is botnet, what is rootkit, what is privilege escalation. All these are entire question, guys. All these are entire questions only. What is virus? One of the end user system is got compromised by virus. What will you do? One of the end user system is got compromised ransomware. What will you do? One of the server got compromised by bomb, what will you do? One of the 0-day attack is coming into the news channel, what will you do? So this is the investigation we have to explain in the interview point of view. So interview process would be like, so they will ask first, obviously first question is, walk me through your resume or tell me about your roles and responsibilities. That is the first question. Second question is, recently or, okay, what is the critical incident investigation you have done in your entire career? Okay, otherwise, can you explain about one of the incident investigation you have done? Okay, so this is the second question. So they will not expect false positive scenario, something fake incident, nobody will expect. Something got compromised. That instant investigation, how you have handled. That one only they will ask. Not something, okay, fake incident, nobody will ask. Something got compromised. In that scenario, what you have done, why it is got compromised, how it is got compromised, when it is got compromised, what troubleshooting you have done, what is the root cause analysis you have done. Finally, how you have escalated to the, okay, so respective client or customer. How you convinced the customer. Okay, so interview means don't think about only technical. So even technical, okay, you think like this is a technical question, but it is some of the process oriented question, some of the logical questions will be there. Sometimes pressurized questions will be there. Example, I will give one of this scenario. 100 server got compromised. What will you do? Do you think it's a technical question? Not at all. 100 phishing emails come to the 100 users. Do you think it's a phishing email? Sorry, it's a technical question? No, not at all. You will think like it's a completely technical question. It is a managerial based question. In that scenario, how you can handle the situation? What exactly will follow the process? How you can handle the pressurized situation? It's a pressure, right? 100 server got compromised. So it's a pressure obviously from the top management. But most of the people, they will think it's a technical question. But it is not a technical at all. It's a completely managerial based, your pressure situation handling based. First of all, what is the process you will follow? So that is the example, these two scenarios, whatever I explained. So one more thing is obviously how to express. That is very important. Even though you know everything total end-to-end investigation of attacks, but without expressing to the interviewer how you can crack the interview. You studied okay 365 days, but finally you are not able to write the exam. What is the use? Same thing here also. You know the total end-to-end process. You know the total attack, how it will come, what exact investigation you have to do, and so on. But in the interview point of view, you are not able to express to the interview within communication channel using English. Then how can you crack the interview? Finally, who you will blame me? Okay, so SAR did not provide the practical experience. SAR did not teach the proper tools. So you can think about your negatives also. So whatever loopholes are there in your side, whether you are able to express yourself to the interview, whether you are communicate to the interviewer properly. First of all, whether able to understand what exact interviewer is asking. These analysis you have to do. Okay, clear now. So that is about overall interview point. That anyway, that is different case. But these are all the prospect you have to think and you have to understand and you have to logically you have to understand. I'm saying right now, so whoever will understand the concepts with proper way, understanding is different, that's okay. But how to express in the interview, it's a very important. How to manage the interview is very important. How much smart you are is very important. How much intelligently you are giving the answers is very important. Okay, so that is very important as compared to this technical perspective. So example, ransomware attack is got compromised one of the end user machine. You know the total end-to-end process, but you are not able to communicate to the interviewer what he will think. Obviously, he will think something bad. You are not worthy. You are not. You doesn't have any skill. So right now, from today onward, why? Because why I'm saying all this one. So even though a lot of people are selecting, because of the communication skills, they're coming back. Seriously, I'm saying here a lot of working professionals are there. I know that. So, but some of the people, so they are entering into the corporate culture. They are not, they're not sure about what is system, how to operate the system, how to share the screen, what is mean by, okay, so team meetings, and how to put mute, how to respect other persons, and so on. They have to take care of all these negatives also. By end of this course, those negatives you can make it positives. That's why I'm giving this much analysis. So not only just concentrate on the technical skills, guys. So you can concentrate on your communication skills, verbal skills, and how to express, how to answer, how to present yourself. So because they are giving 12 lakhs, they are giving 30 lakhs, they are giving 20 lakhs, they are giving 10 lakhs. You are selecting, but you are coming back. What is the use? So this is happening practically. That's why I'm saying. Based on my experience, I'm saying. So because of me, 300 to 400 people are selected in some of the MNC companies. Out of 400 people, around 50 people came back because of the proper English communication skills. Whoever is communicated properly, whoever is okay, so understand the concepts properly, they're doing very well. Some of the people is crossed my packages also. Do you know that? I'm not legacy. I'm not jealousy on that. I'm very happy as a teacher. If someone is getting the job because of me, so obviously I will be very happy, yes, person. Okay. So anyway, that is what I'm trying to say on overall. So not because of someone is referring to the cybersecurity course or DevOps course or artificial intelligence course or machine learning course or testing tools course or whatever course you are learning, that's fine. But problem here is, so how much able to you are doing the hard work? Nothing is impossible except change. So please try to work on whatever I said just now. This is my request, not order. Okay. So that's all, guys. So that's all for today. So we'll continue from tomorrow onwards attacks. So tomorrow onwards, so we will see today topic is very, very important. Cyber kill chain process, MITRE framework, classification of the attacks. Okay, at least one interview question will come out of these. For every interview, Okay. So do you have any questions before wrapping up or so before closing of the session?
You said it ransomware.
Yeah.
It's an malicious software program code. If an interviewer asks like, how can you detect that malicious software program code? So do we need to understand the code in that?
No. Code is not required. You are not a developer, right? You are not a programmer.
Yes.
So you don't need to understand about that one. First of all, when ransomware attack will come as from the attacker point of view, so how it is entering into the organization level, so how it is getting compromised and what exactly root cause analysis you have done. That's what you know. It's not like, okay, you have to develop the ransomware attack. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
RK, sir, one question. Well, as per the interview perspective, and if they ask us like for the ransom got compromised, so what typically, and we have to answer it, and so how logically we can go through it?
It's very good question. So for every attack, whenever attacker, sorry to say. So whenever any interviewer will ask like, what is ransomware attack? Don't stop what is ransomware attack. You can give the mitigation step also. What exactly we can prevent on the ransomware attack? How to mitigate that particular steps? So for every attack, you can give the ransomware attack. So for suppose, I will give one of the practical example. One of the server got compromised. So how can you do the instant investigation? They will ask. In that scenario, you can explain about what is ransomware attack. And finally, so what is the investigation process, how the alert will be generated and how exactly you will take care of the process and how will mitigate. So this is what you have to go.
So this question would be like a scenario based, right?
Yes, it's a scenario based. It's scenario only basically. So this
Right.
scenario is only they will ask. One of the server got compromised. So how can you do the instant investigation? One of the databases got compromised. How can you do the incident investigation? So we have to explain about the definition, and then we have to go and we have to see how exactly what you have done. So that is investigation process you have to explain.
So further classes we will come to know that, right?
Yes,
sir?
exactly. Further classes will come to know that, right?
Fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other?
Sir, my name is Narayan.
Yes, please.
So by port scanning, we get to know what are the open ports are available. You
Yes,
said.
we can. Yes, we can. But if that, okay, port scanning, I will show that tool practically. Okay, so I will take maybe tomorrow itself, I will take that one.
Okay.
So, okay, please guys, please go to Nmap tool, nmap.org, nmap.org. So go to Google. Okay, I will show you. Give me 1 second.
Okay, sir.
So go to Google, type Nmap, download. So whenever now onwards you are security persons already, whenever you want to download something, please go to genuine websites. Please don't go Trojan websites, fake websites. Now you can go and you can see. So Nmap download, I put it. Now it is showing is Nmap organization. So it's a genuine website. You can go and you can see some other websites also will come. Download Nmap for Windows. How can I trust this website? It's not a genuine website. It's a digital, okay, so trends.com. How can I, okay, make sure that it's not a Trojan website? Okay, so next one you can see filehippo.com. So in these similar, Softonic will come regularly. Most of the case Softonic, SOFTONIC it will come. It's one of the dedicated, lot of malwares will be there in that Softonic. Okay, so now onwards, please go and download whenever if you want to download. Example, you are downloading now Nmap, you are downloading Wireshark, you are downloading BitTorrent, you are downloading VLC Media Player. So please go to the respective websites and you can download. Please don't go to the fake websites or Trojan websites. If you are clicking on those websites, it's a malicious URL link. Finally, your system will get compromised if you don't have the antivirus tool. So example, suppose, so if I will go and I will click on this one, first of all, I will not click. I know, because if I'm clicking on this one, maybe this is a malicious URL link. In case if I don't have the antivirus tool in my laptop, obviously it will install malware in my system. So whenever now onwards, if you want to download something, please go through the genuine websites. Don't go to the other fake related websites. That fake related websites will call it as a Trojan websites or deface websites. So for tomorrow class, now you can go and you can give Nmap download and click on this one. I'm going to know genuine website, and you can click on, if your machine is Windows means you can click on Windows, and most of the case with like Windows only. Hope everyone has a laptop. Click on Windows. So I went to Google, I given Nmap downloader query, and I clicked on the Nmap website, and I clicked on Windows. Now you can see this, click on this one, Nmap 7.92 installer. So this is the latest. What is the version of the Nmap now? What is the version of the Nmap?
7.92.
Yeah, 7.92.
7 point.
Yeah, you click on this one and you can install this software. That is the homework for you, assignment for you, whatever you will think. Tomorrow we can go and we can discuss what is port scanning, how we can scan it, what is quick scan, what is comprehensive scan, what is open ports are there, what is the closed ports are there. So what is ping command, what is quick scan, what is a slow comprehensive scan. We can see a couple of scans. It's a practical now. Is it clear?
Okay.
So what is the command for to identify the ports in a system?
Net statistics.
Net statics.
Net
that's
stat.
right. Yeah, net stat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, any other question, guys? Okay, guys, thank you so very much, and good night, sweet dreams. We will continue tomorrow.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.